Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Please like, subscribe to this video, and hopefully you've listened to the last two videos because then the conversation flows, right? This is a third segment because it would seem this subject does not want to end. And so I will not stop until I feel I have covered all that I wish to cover. So I was still then at point 2. We are just to highlight what we're talking about. I was here saying that a certain Mark Travis, who wrote a piece on psychology, he was saying that these are the two things you need to leave behind in 2022 in order to have a happy life. One of them is saying that stop sabotaging your happiness by chasing after things that are out of reach. Be happy with what you have. That was point number 1, and we spoke on that. And then we went to point 2, which says let go of people-pleasing tendencies and move past your need to be liked by others. And he says that there are these tactics that you can embark on to stop pedestalizing people at the expense of your own well-being. One of them was, he says, recalibrate others' expectations of you. Learn to be okay with pushing back on people's unrealistic expectations of you. So the second one, I elaborated on that on the last segment. So now we're moving to the next segment, which we're going to go for point 2 of these tactics that he speaks of that we must adopt to achieve this ideal. So he says, learn to say no. If you want to have a healthy relationship where you are, or rather healthy relationships where you are valued just as much as you value the other person, you have to know when to say no. Make time for yourself and your hobbies, and do not flake on yourself by giving in to pressure from others. If you ignore your need to occasionally say no, even to people you love and respect, it will hurt your self-esteem and it will make you resent those people for obstructing your personal time. This is important because I was explaining on the last segment that these beautiful friends of mine who had now invited me, they have failed to honor, our plans to meet and whatnot. As I explained, they've been to our place and now we try to make plans and, they're not forthcoming. Okay. And so during the holidays now I get an invite from them to say, our son's initiation function, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, great, we're coming. And then I decided, Tembisa, no. Say no, say no, say no. I mean, I had not, this article, I actually read it this morning and decided to come and talk about it. So my saying no was already a strategy I was living by already, where I'm saying no, I am not stuck on a need to be liked by nobody. I will only do something that feels healthy to myself. And hence, even though I had told my family, yes, we're going, and then I had to backtrack and say to them, no, we're not going. I thought long and hard about it, and I feel that if we go, we will have no respect from these people because obviously they think that they can just take our time and, our time means nothing to them. Do you know what I mean? Because why? they have not had the decency to reciprocate, on our time, you know. So yes, so I think then that Mr. Mark, whoever you are, I'm okay. I'm doing okay because it would seem that I'm already implementing what you say are the things that are going to move you forward psychologically in 2023 if you leave it behind in 2022. So, no is already very huge on my vocabulary. Okay, so yeah, I always even tell my children, I said, because they've learned. I mean, I'm not generally, my vocabulary is yes because my mindset is always yes. Yes, in the sense that I always see possibilities. I always see, for me, even at work, it was a problem for me. I hate problems. My children knows, do not bring me problems. If you want to tell me something of value, tell me about a problem you've already solved, okay? But don't come tell me this is not working and then I'm like, you know what are you telling me this for? So now you've decided to come and make my life miserable. Like, why are you telling me this? What do you want me to do about it? But, I will have more respect for you if, talking about my children now, if you tell me, Mom, oh, that door. Tell me, Mom, this is the issue. Sorry, let me just shut this door. Okay. Sorry there. I don't know, there was a wind coming. Okay, so yeah, don't give me problems. Please give me solutions. And of course, I am a problem solver as well. So, but I don't enjoy every time someone giving me problems. No, no, no. Because my life is not about problems. So yeah, no is very, very healthy. And people don't like no's because no is where you are putting up the walls, you are putting up your boundaries, and you are pushing back to people. I remember one day I was at the haberdashery shop where I buy my sewing stuff. So anyway, I took stuff that I'm gonna buy, and when I got to the till, because now I had a lot of stuff in my basket, and then I wanted to, then like when you see that last minute stuff that you want, because the teller was already ringing up the stuff that I'm buying from my basket. So then I saw buttons, and I said to her, sorry, do you mind if I just get some buttons? I was not waiting for this one. So she said to me, yes, I do mind. So that stopped me in my tracks. So thankfully, my reaction was that, I literally was like, oh, okay, no, it's fine then. You know what I mean? So I just like left it there. So then she continued to ring the stuff, so which means she's not allowing me to get the buttons that I want. I accepted. This was very strange. So I accepted, and then I just left. I paid and then said thank you and left. Oh, no, no, no. What happened? What happened? What happened? Yeah, no, I did not argue with her. I did not argue with her. I did say, yeah, I remember there was a word, because I'm trying to remember, but I definitely don't remember there was an energy where there was fighting. But I did say something to her after I was like, oh, I said, I didn't expect that, but it's fine because I actually asked if you mind, and you said you do mind. And, we're never expecting that, because when we ask that question of someone, we expect them to say, it's fine. You know what I mean? And you said it's not fine. And then I was kind of, taken aback. But it's good. I said to her, it's good that you say you do mind, because it stopped me in my tracks, because now I have to go think about what just happened. But it was not a hard thing for me. It was not, because I like things like that. I like it when people say no to me, actually. I like it because for me it shows that people are being real. Like, I don't expect my friends to be forever be like, it's fine, or it's okay. No, 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 no. Like, if you're not okay with something, just say, no, Tembisa, it does not suit me. No, I won't be, it's out of my reach. Whatever, it's not convenient for me, or I'm uncomfortable, or whatever, it's fine. I accept, and in fact, I will value you more if you conduct yourself that way with me. So I'm quite okay with that. But it's something to think about, because, as I say, we never expect, and people don't like when you say no to them. They literally, it ignites a child, throwing tantrums. Literally, that's what happens. So yeah, we must try always to say no. Not always, of course, but it must be in your vocabulary, just like my children. But they know now, because usually I never say no to most things, because obviously also they don't ask for unreasonable things, because obviously we already have a decorum, so they know who I am. They know, how far they can take it with me. So they always mostly within limits, right? Because, like, if they would ask, Mom, can I have the, whatever packet of chips, whatever? Say yes, of course. Can I have that? Of course. Yeah, things like that. But then, sometimes then they will be like, Mom, can I have chocolate? Excuse me. Then this specific day I said, no, 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 you may not have a chocolate. Let me tell you why. Because you see, the thing is this: you are now taking advantage, right, of the fact that you know that I will say no. So I will say yes. especially when it's something to do with food. I can never say, because I mean, they're courteous enough already to be asking me, and I mean, they're grown children, but they're still courteous enough to ask. So I generally would never say no. So, but this time she asked, because this one was taking advantage, because like now it became like an everyday thing to ask for a chocolate. So this day I said no. And I said, let me explain to you why. Because first of all, you don't need to be eating chocolates every day. Okay? They are there for our pleasure, and for whenever you feel like something sweet, but at the right time, like you must be able to pace yourself. But if you are going to do it in such a way that is displaying, to be gluttonous, and you know then it's not good, it's not right, then I have to say no. And there was no anything funny, nobody sulking or anything. They understand. Actually, she laughed and she said, yeah, I know, Mom, I know, because people know, when they overstepping boundaries. It's just like they just pushing, they're just pushing against your boundaries, or testing you what you're going to say. And when I put my foot down, then she understood that she was in the wrong, and she was the one taking advantage, and she was fine, so that's how it is. So boundaries are very healthy. Boundaries are not comfortable. However, you have to be firm and put up your boundaries so that people know how far to go with you. So I'm going to tell you another story. My neighbor here. So we share, like we live in a little complex, right? And we share garden services. So there's a man who does our gardens in the complex. So obviously, because now this man is being utilized by all of us, so everyone feels like entitled to, like they feel like, okay, so he's my worker, you know what I mean? So what would typically happen is that even if he is working for me that day, my neighbor would always like fetch him and want him to do something for them on my time. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, this happened, I watched this happened, and fine. Because when something starts initially, you think, okay, they had this emergency, they needed this done, whatever, okay. But then I saw, no, there's a bit of this, no, it's not working for me. Because like, why do you feel the need to have emergencies every time this man is on my time? Okay. So the neighbor, came over she got my husband. So she spoke to my husband. She says, oh, I'm going to need the gardener tomorrow. She says tomorrow, to help her to move a bed. Okay. Yeah, just like moving a bed, when we clean, she wants to move the bed. Okay, so he must come and help her lift the bed and move the bed. So obviously my husband now relays, obviously my husband said, okay, well, he will ask me. So he comes to talk to me and say, oh, so-and-so needs the gardener to help her tomorrow. She asked, what time, whatever, like she needs like an hour or something. So I said to my husband, no, that's not going to happen actually. I said, well, better yet, you don't have to give her the message. I will walk to her house because I want to look her in the eye when I tell her no, okay? Because I am tired of her creating emergencies whenever this man is working for us. It's got to stop. She must organize her life such that it does not happen in my time. Now, having said that, I don't mind a real emergency. You need a hand, that's fine. But this has been so consistent that it's irritating me now, that every time my garden service has to be interrupted because she feels entitled. When she sees a worker, she must not think this is the days where if you see a black man walking around, you think they are here to work for you. No. He's on my time. I am paying him. It's not going to happen. So anyway, I walk to her house and I say to her, hi, my husband tells me that you are wanting the gardener tomorrow. So she says, oh yes, I would like for him to move the bed for me. I said, well, I actually came over because I actually just want to address this once and for all, okay? Because I had noticed that this is like a regular occurrence in your life, that every time he is here, you need him for something. Okay, so I just want to let you know that we're not going to do that. Please just understand that I'm not going to allow it. She was so shocked, I tell you. She was dead, like it was so shocking to her that somebody told her no. When she came up for air, she said, oh, just an hour. What time does he normally get to you? I said, oh, whoa. I said, you're not listening to me, are you? I said, I want you to look me in the eye because I need you to hear what I'm saying. Okay? Nothing nasty towards you. I'm just setting a boundary with you here and now. And I'm telling you that I will not be allowing for this to happen, because it is clear to me that you are going to continuously create emergencies on my time. I pay for that, for these emergencies that you create. Okay, so I believe you want to move a bed, right? I move my own bed. Now, why can't you move your own bed? Okay, granted, you're much older than me. Maybe you have a backache or whatever. But you have a house help too. Why can't you and the house help do this thing? So why do you have to get my guy to stop my work to come and do your work? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not allowing this. Okay? So I need you to understand. I need you to just accept, and I wanted to tell you face to face because I don't want it to be an up and down situation on the phone, because, phones sometimes don't do a good job of conveying the energy. Because as I am speaking to you in this tone of voice, I mean it, and I'm not angry with you or anything, but I'm just setting a boundary. I'm not allowing this to happen. Oh my God, she was so shocked, taken aback. And of course, it would have been a topic, in the complex that I did this or whatever. But I didn't care because I was not hating on her. I was just telling her what is not acceptable to me. Okay. And I mean, she didn't even greet me, for a while. And until I, of course, made a point when she didn't want to greet me, then I will greet her, because I have nothing against you. I was just telling you I don't like this. You can't do it. That's it. You're a grown-ass woman. You're an adult. I mean, she's what? In her 70s. Okay? So no, you're not going to do that. Yeah, it was stifled for a while, but I insisted because I would greet her and you know, me and her, I love to share food with her. She's been to my house many a times because she loves food and I love people who love food, so I love to eat with them. So she's the kind that she's not limited by anything. Like if she walked past and I was making fish heads or something like that, I would call her, say, hey, come and taste, like she's a person like that. So and then usually when this happens, when I set boundaries with people, we end up being the best of friends because there's so much greater respect, because I wasn't being rude to you. It's just that I was communicating to you that in order for us to get on, you need to respect these boundaries. And, people generally don't take kindly to that. And so it becomes, depends on your level of maturity. Okay. Yes, she was taken aback. Yes, she was shocked. And yes, she was a bit nasty for a short while, but I did not entertain her issues. And I think I did tell her at some point that this is unnecessary behavior, because there's no beef between us. It's just that you just being childish and throwing tantrums. It's unnecessary. I just communicated that what you are doing, I'm not happy with. So at which point now do you decide you're not going to greet me because of that? And then, of course, she realized, okay, fine, because then you look stupid at the end of the day. And, we're great. We're the best of friends now, when people iron out those things. It's so important. And I always say, even to my husband, because, my husband is that kind of person who believes he's not confrontational. He loves peace, so he says nothing. He lets everyone walk all over him, and I tried to tell him that's not healthy, you know. It does no good for you. It does no good for your relationships. So you have to be able to communicate to people that this is you, these are my boundaries, and you know, this is where you end, this is where I start, so that there's no hiccups, you know. That's how I like to have it. It doesn't mean, you know, as I say to him, it doesn't mean I'm saying that I'm doing life right, you know, because there are times that I recognize that sometimes I should let go of things. You know, it's not for every issue to be handled. You know what I mean? And sometimes he has the ability to let go, let things slide. But it's almost like me and him, he's the other extreme, I'm the other extreme. So then that balance is not stricken. So, but that's the beauty of relationships, that people get to differ. Excuse me. And we get to acknowledge and see the value of the other, even when it's defective. You know what I mean? Because often I will say to him, oh, thank goodness for your level head, because if it was up to me, everybody should die by now, you know, because for me everything must be on the table and we're going to talk about it, okay, you know. And you know, but then I learned that sometimes you just need things to cool down, you know. It doesn't mean you're not going to handle it, but just let it slide for now and maybe handle it later. So yeah, so we learn, we grow, and yeah, so guys, I feel good, I feel light now, and thank you very much for listening. Please share your views, tell me how you do life, how you handle conflicts. Do you handle conflicts? Do you run away? Are you confrontational? What is confrontational? Do people misplace a person who is confrontational, or are you just wanting to deal with the issues? Because the other end of the stick is that you get people who tend to not want to deal with issues, and that is super dangerous because things pile up and up and up and up. Now, I don't want things to pile up. And this is the very thing, I'm accused of in my family, you know, where I come from, because I know my aunt would always say, oh, Timbisa, no, leave it, you know, let's forget about it. And I'm like, no, don't, we can't forget about it, because I'm so scared of, you know, we're going to pretend that something did not happen. And then it's like, oh, I'm so scared because now we're going to build this relationship and move forward, because now I can see there's a trap waiting for us on the road because of this thing that we did not want to unbundle. That is my thing. I say, no, it's not because I want trouble. I don't. In fact, the reason why I seem to be confrontational, it is exactly because I hate confrontation. Yes, because I don't want problems. For me, it's like, if there's an issue, can we please talk about it? Can everyone understand? what went wrong. Okay, how are we going to move going forward on this? So I always want there to be a plan of how we're going to navigate ourselves. And when there's no definite plan, it really stifles me, because then I'm reluctant to move forward, because it's like, I'm waiting for this thing to happen again. I don't want it to happen again. And hence, you know, I'm always like saying to my people, I said, okay, can we talk about it? Okay, tell me what is it that I have done, because I don't want to do it again. You know what I mean? And so this is where it all gets stuck. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for your ears, and please let's engage, and please do subscribe, like the video, share, hit the notification bells, and yeah, let's talk about these things, right? We want to be light going into the new year. Have a fabulous day.